Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us, we have the realistic Patrolman-6. This is an AM, FM, airband, VHF low, VHF high, UHF classic portable radio, model number 12-756. That's important, we'll tell you later. During this video, I'm going to perform an evening medium wave band scan of the Chicagoland area. First we'll go over features, second we'll do a size comparison, and third we'll start cruising the evening AM band. So let's check out this beauty. Patrolman-6 has quite a story to it. I learned recently a little bit of history about the model number and part of the brand, so this is really neat. So the realistic Patrolman-6, the one you're seeing in front of you, the 12-756 model, is the oldest model. They made this between 1973 and 1977. I think there was a transitionary period. In 77, they came out with a model number that looked identical to this. I believe it was 12-700. Don't quote me on that, but should be. And they expanded the UHF band to 512 megahertz. So that's the one difference. That was it. And then I think they went further on. I think the numbers went down for some reason versus going up. That's how they did it. And it ended with the SW60 Patrolman, and that one had shortwave on it. So rock on. I think it took away maybe the airband. I don't know what it took away one of those. And yeah, they added the shortwave band. And I actually have that radio, and I reviewed it, I believe. I think it's reviewed. You can check it out. Just search for it. If not, I'll have it in the iCard section up above. Awesome radio. Love that one too. And they built that one all the way up to 1990. So it gives a little history of this radio. So the one in front of you is around 50 years old. Rock on. So we're going to look at features of this bad boy. Okay, let's lift it up. It's rather heavy. Left-hand side, we got a 1/4-inch headphone jack when they used to do it big. Yeah, back in the day. Everybody's like, little tiny jacks or no jack at all because you got wireless headphones nowadays. Yeah, now they got radios coming out with that Bluetooth send, which is pretty neat. So I like that. All right, so anyway, looking at the front, you can see we're greeted with metal, actual metal on a radio. Yeah, so they did it in the 70s, baby. I love it. Anyway, it's framed here in aluminum. Got aluminum speaker grill all the way across the bottom here. More aluminum treatments here. Just fantastic. Going to the scale here, you can see we got a bunch of different multicolored bands. AM on top, FM. Your VHF was at low, high. That's high. VHF low, UHF, and then VHF airband. Rock on. And over here, you'll see a little color indicator. We got a band control over here on the right of the radio. Well, you think it's a tuning knob, but nope, this is the band select. You can see the little orange thing moving there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little orange dot moving to wherever you set the band. And we're all the way to the top there to the AM broadcast band. Sweet. We have a squelch circuit. We have a volume on-off control. Look how tiny the knob is. It's like, could they invest it in a little bigger knob? I think so. This thing is that dinky. A light button. You press this. 2 incandescent bulbs. Light the world up. Not really. Mine burned out, so mine does nothing right now. I've seen people mod it and put LEDs in. I'm not going to do that. If I'm going to make this original, I'd look for incandescent bulbs. That's what you want. Try to do, replace it with a parts radio or something. Tuning knobs, pretty awesome. You have your fine tuning in the center, which is buttery smooth. Absolutely love it. During the day, it was great. We'll see what it's like during the night. But then you got your coarse tuning on the outside, the black part. So very cool. I love that. If anybody has this radio, they know that's a great setup right there. So let's go to the right-hand side of the radio. You saw the band select knob, and below it we have an external antenna jack. I believe that's for the VHF portion. So let's go ahead and pick this up. We have a handle here with aluminum. Yeah, or steel maybe. I'm not sure. Probably steel on the ends. And then in the back there, we have UHF and VHF antennas. So the UHF antenna is real short, and the VHF, of course, is super long. Look at that. Look at all those segments there. So yeah, pretty awesome. That's how you want it, of course. UHF does not need to be long. All right, going to the back side here, we have our model number. You can check it out. Runs on C batteries, 4 of them. Has an AC power too as well. And then there's your range of all your frequencies there, in case you couldn't read them on the scale. And this is the battery compartment, which I'd show you, but the batteries might pop out. So there's 4 C's on the left here. Over here on the right side is a compartment for the AC cord. Rolls up in there, and it comes out the opening here if you're using AC power. These little latches do grab my cloth, so I gotta be careful. And the bottom of the radio has got little feet on it. A little sticker there. Caution, don't open it. Don't use these screws. Or don't mess with those screws. Love it. So we're gonna flip this back around. Do a quick size comparison. So we're cruising the evening band. Now, last night I was picking up all kinds of stuff. Yeah, a little noise you heard was the batteries. I was picking up all kinds of cool stations, so I'm hoping it's the same conditions. It varies. Some nights you can have a wonderful night on medium wave, and some nights it can be nothing. And that gets a little aggravating. So first, CC Pocket in the house. Whoop! It's so tiny. Look at it compared to this monster. CC Pocket, current time is 11:35 p.m. That's Central Daylight Time. I'm near Chicago, Illinois, USA, for the sake of the band scan, northwest suburb near the Wisconsin border. Yeah, so I'm up there. So if anybody's wondering, that's where I'm at. And then of course we have CC Skywave 2, which I might be using, I'm going to use it for frequency checking, as I do get lost in the band. This dial is not that accurate. Instead of looking at the red line, you have to look at the edge, the leading edge on the right-hand side. And it typically tells me where I'm at. Pretty close. Might be slightly ahead of that line, but that's how I use it as a gauge of where I'm at. Yeah, I thought about realigning it, but you start messing with it, I don't want to wreck it. So you get it, right? And then, last but not least, if you don't have those, we have a deck of cards. Iron Man, he's the man with the master plan. He loves patrolmen from realistic land that no longer exists, man. Dang, that sucks. But, things go away, come and go, right? So hopefully, maybe, it comes back again. Who knows? You never know. But that's Iron Man looking pretty small. Love it. All right, cool. Let's turn this thing on. A little volume thing now. Now, interesting with this, I think the volume control's worn out. The pot's getting old. So when I turn it all the way down, it still has volume. Okay, bottom of the band. We should be at 530. I don't think we'll pick up Cuba. I think I tried last night. Definitely picking up some storms. Wow.
It's the Republicans. Trump is great for exploiting people. He's a user of people, and he exploited the Republican mindset that they had laid for decades.
We'll see how bad that is. I didn't expect any storms tonight. WAUK, Jackson, Wisconsin, 70 miles to the north, 400 watts. You gotta remember, the medium wave travels further at night, of course. We can pick up stations up to 1,000 miles. And if there's a storm 1,000 miles away, we're going to hear it on this radio, especially in the lower part of the band.
Exactly. A really good point. You made a great point earlier about trying to bend, I think got the word social in my head anyway, public opinion. And when it's all Trump, it's like people, yeah, we've heard it. In fact, we all did that for 4 years.
So this fading signal here is 550. This is KTRS St. Louis, Missouri, which is to the southwest. Cardinal directions is north, east, south, west for my location. As you see, I'm pointing the radio towards the station I'm trying to receive, which is St. Louis at the moment, because the internal antenna is horizontally mounted. And of course, if you're trying to pick up stations, you got to point that horizontal edge to the station. So I'm picking up in this direction. I'm also picking up stations in this direction. So you'll see me picking up northeast stations this way as well. So the antenna works in both directions. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's kind of gets garbled because you have multiple stations, some in that direction and some in that direction.
Springtime fragrance in bloom. At Sherwood Forest, you'll also find hundreds of green giants.
Sherwood Forest.
Springtime neighbors. Enjoy the beauty of spring blooming shrubs like azaleas, lilacs, viburnums, and large blooming perennials like Eleboris. We use a Stolen Biotone Starter Plus in all of our planting.
And so, I'm excited to see that Elon Musk, that his money as it relates to Tesla, Tesla's tanking right now. And I'm okay with that. So, just in case the slow...
Here's 560, WIND, Chicago, the answer.
I just want to say that I have never promoted violence whatsoever, yet I've also never made excuse for those violent actors such as the ones on January 6th.
You're picking up 600 here, 610. Mixing stations. I'm looking at that leading edge there, touching 600.
Word from SP on the Watkins injury early in this game. Maryland came back for a double overtime win against Alabama, 111-108. One NHL game of note, Dallas shut out Minnesota 3-0. You may have heard the update on the...
Okay, this might be 610. KCSP, Kansas City, Missouri, 400 miles, 5,000 watts to the southwest.
The trip to Japan. He was ill in Arizona and was out again.
And Devin Booker and the Bucks just didn't have enough. I mean, you missed
620 WTMJ in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. If I point to the south, it still picks up to the north. Like I mentioned, this is 52 miles to the north, 10,000 watts.
How you built this team was for this guy to be someone that helps you in these spots. So you didn't have that tonight. But, you know, I mean, sometimes you tip your cap on the other side of things. I mean, it was a big-time three for Kevin Durant.
Music, 6:30. Yeah, okay, that's right. So we're picking up KYFI St. Louis, Missouri, which is that way, but I have to turn it here so I can hear it. Sometimes CFCO in this direction, of course, northeast, gets picked up, and it's Chatham, Ontario, CFCO, 310 miles. So, yeah, KYFI. Sweet. Religious station.
And do not necessarily represent those of BIN and its founding partners.
640 WMFN, Black Information Network, Peatone, Illinois, 75 miles, 1,600 watts. Yeah, this is great. This so nice. This fine-tuning, I love it. Just, I hope the dial string outlasts me. I really do, because I want to take this radio back out 4 or 5 more years. Rock on. Or sooner if you guys want me to.
Bad for the Democrats that even Charlemagne the God is telling Democrats
A selfish brand.
Okay, now this here, I have to tune off of it because it's music, but I'm going to point it like this because this is to the south. This is Tennessee, WSM on 650, Nashville, Tennessee, 434 miles south. Let's go ahead and turn that back up.
if you qualify, you love
Getting over you. Today,
redefined.
Could be copyright, so I gotta be careful. But yeah, that sounds good, doesn't it? I love it. And this thing doesn't have any bass or treble, but it sounds good on the AM band, so it's got that going for it. But if it had bass and treble, I'd be all over it. Yeah. I think that's 670.
He abused his power. He did not move with responsibility. This guy was literally meeting up.
660 would be right about here.
So, like, we can try to say, well, Trevor Bauer or Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston has been suspended. And you know what? He's kept his nose clean for some years.
So
Can we
brought
give
to
him
you by
that
Ethos.
credit?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he made some mistakes young, but we haven't heard anything. That's what I'm saying. I've watched
see what
him
this is.
grow from the first Hard Knocks to his last one, where now he's got a wife and a couple sons, some kids. He seems to be a different guy. Trevor Bauer, I can't even tell you what I want to say about Trevor Bauer, what I read about Trevor Bauer, what
Sounds
I know
way
about
better
Trevor Bauer.
on here.
What actually amazes me about Trevor Bauer.
This thing's got a monster. Must have a nice ferrite antenna in the inside. I'm going to guess around 4.5 inches because, yeah, wow. This is 660 WFAN, New York, New York, home of the Yankees. Yeah, 750 miles to the northeast.
Why don't the Yankees sign Trevor Bauer? Nobody is taking that on because it's not done. Like, there's the one girl who wanted her face to be seen, yeah. There's a couple other girls, they don't want their face to be seen because they probably have boyfriends or probably are trying to date or work or be
Things
somewhere
like that.
and not be
Well, I'd
labeled
love
as-
to
another
post
little
stuff
girl
out there.
Trevor-
I think it'd be a ton of fun I can deal with the heat. I won't melt. My wife loves the idea of Vegas. Hates heat. That's a problem. Got to figure out how to overcome that one. Just like the Steelers.
So that's 670 to score. WSCR Chicago, home of the Cubs.
Aaron Rodgers' ego to get him to sign with their football team at a relatively reasonable.
$199, reaching thousands of local listeners who are ready to act. All you gotta do is connect today and find out how radio ads can work for your business. Email Winnipeg Radio Sales at CornishENT.com.
Inspiration, comfort, functionality. It's a lot to ask of an office, but exactly what you'll get when you work with Cunningham Business Interiors. They'll help you plan an attractive, efficient, and ergonomic office. From monitor arms to height adjustable desks.
So we're picking up 680 CGOB, which I don't have on my list still. I need to print a new list, don't I? I keep saying it for the last couple of years. I still haven't done it. But yes, CGOB, I'll put a pop-up here. Yeah, it's 850 miles, I think. Sweet. Northwest.
When your truck breaks down,
Canada.
to just any shop, or do you take it to the best shop in town? So when it comes to your car, why wouldn't you go to the top-rated guy? Go see Dr. J, one of the top-rated doctors on radio.
Did I hear what I heard? That's hilarious.
The occasion, bring him to one of the best. Dr. J of Winnipeg Clinic.
That's funny. $690s around here. Okay, keep going.
Independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
This year, nearly 1 million pit bulls will be...
This is coming in like a nice local WLW 700, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
overshadow their true nature. But there's hope, and you can make a difference.
Come on, Zero.
When you adopt or support an at-risk pit bull, you're not just saving a life, you're giving a loving soul a chance at happiness. Help us get these incredible dogs from...
Yeah, 700, Cincinnati, Ohio. That's 300 miles east. Okay.
Progressive Commercial presents...
Organic cooking, I always ask for more, and they call me Mr. Natural on down to the health food store. I only eat...
The only reason I'm not getting it is because that had to be the only hit that man had in his life.
Oh, I guarantee that's right.
720 WGN, Chicago, local.
Because
Raleigh James Show.
he did quite a lot, truth be known. He was also artistic director of a show that was produced in West Virginia.
I think we're picking up Zoomer. This direction. Okay, got to detune. Because the volume's still going. It's funny. 740 CFZM, Zoomer Radio, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles to the northeast. Canada. That's awesome.
Roofing.com. Roof.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. Life.
So there you go. You got the call letters a bunch of times. Can you guess? WSB, Atlanta, Georgia. 630 miles southeast. 7:50 a.m. Sweet.
Difficult decisions. If you've fallen behind on your mortgage, are worried about financial problems, or are afraid of foreclosure, it's time.
What a nice sounding multi-band radio.
You don't have to lose.
They made a lot of cheap ones out there in this time frame, and they were like no-namers, but if you bought a name, you typically got a good radio. I think these were around $100 when they came out new. $100 back in the 70s was a lot of money. So, yeah.
MortgageHelpNow.org. The National Foundation.
As much as it is, wait for that to make its way through gasoline, and then wait for...
Here's 760 WJR, Detroit, Michigan, 270 miles east.
Start to see prices come down, and we have. I just pulled the brain room record for milk, eggs, bread. We are starting to see this.
Resolved to your satisfaction?
It hasn't been resolved.
Are they still taking money out of your... You said your social security...
They stopped. Since once I told them, I said, listen, I need this money to pay my bills. So they were able to stop that money. But then I wasn't resolved from the...
WABC 770, New York City, New York. 750 miles northeast.
But they still haven't cleared your name. So your name at
They
age
haven't
80
cleared my
years old,
name, right.
They haven't cleared your name. So just like these little kids, we're probably...
2 left lanes, then the 2 right lanes, and the exit ramp to eastbound I-80 closed. Thank you to Tipster Dead, my truck.
780 WBBM News Radio Chicago. They're going to have some old-time radio come on around midnight. They have a 1-hour show every weeknight, Monday through Friday. It's really nice. So if you guys can tune it in, Central Daylight Time, check it out. We are in March 2025, by the way. Current time. All right.
Highs of 52 inland, but only 46 along the lakefront.
Carry over if Juju Watkins is not out there?
I think so. It's a matter of...
Yeah, I think this is 810. Let's just tune that in. Double check. Yeah, it's 810. This is kind of coming in and out. This, I believe, I want to say it's WGY, Albany, New York, 740 miles. Boop, boop, this way. All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Rude. Have a lovely... You'll see the lady next Monday.
This worth the
Michigan. A lot of the Ohioans just thumbed their nose at the Pains and Penalties Act and the Michigan governor and said...
I think this is 8:30.
And that decision to thumb their nose at Michigan resulted in...
So there you go, 8:30. WCCO, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 310 miles.
Where the first battle was fought.
Spring of 1835, there was a number of things that happened, actually. I think it was April 9th, there was a posse that was led down by the Michigan sheriff, and he arrested a number of Ohio State officials.
Where are you on this? The insurance to be censured? Marjorie Taylor Greene say like one thing.
So 2 stations here mixing the man's voice. I tuned back a little bit to get to 820. This is WBAP, Fort Worth, Texas, 810 miles to the southwest. And then, of course, I go this direction. We're picking up stations to the southeast, which is a local WCPT out of Joliet, Illinois, which is a left-wing station versus right-wing. It's on the same frequency.
And that's not okay.
We were actually captured. The rest of them ran off. There was no blood or anything like that. This was more of a shot across the bow for the state of Michigan, or the Michigan territory.
It's also a health coding for the insurance world. It's a health coding that allows the caregivers and the identification of people with dementia.
Here's 840 WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky. This is ground zero right now. At midnight, of course, till 4 a.m. comes Coast to Coast, and it lights up the entire band with Coast to Coast. Yeah, they kind of own it at night. If anybody knows in the AM band, yeah, you're in the know.
But there's a lot of mathematics that go into this, a lot of thought that goes into this, and of course, you know, the 286 number is one password.
And then change your security questions too. Don't just change your password.
Yeah, don't make it 1, 2, 3 either.
Yeah, change your security questions, because if you don't do that, they can just go back and reset it. Broncos country tonight. Can't wait.
If it's walks like a duck.
Oh, he said it really fast. Broncos something KOA. Did you hear that? If you slow it down in the video, you might be able to. KOA 850, Denver, Colorado, 890 miles to the west.
What a play! With Broncos checking, there's no monthly maintenance fees, no end to ATM fees, and he earns dividends. Oh, he's buying a Broncos jersey. He taps his card, and...
C'est une ride de métro qui valait la peine.
So if you want to hear cute girls that are French speaking on the radio, if you want to hear them, tune in to... I don't know if they're cute or not. They might not be. You know, the radio voices, you never know. It's like they sound hot sometimes and they're not, but sometimes they are. 860 CJBC, Toronto, Ontario. 460 miles northeast, but typically they're not. But we can always dream. Don't tell my wife I said that. Hi, honey. Don't watch this video. It's funny.
Phénomène. 21 traductions sont en cours ou déjà abouties. Le cinéma vient d'en acquérir les droits aussi.
Finest jerky, made with only the best ingredients. So ask for Old Trapper by name, because no other jerky compares. Old Trapper, what's your beef?
So, ad for beef jerky. You know you're on AM Band when you hear ads for beef jerky. Yeah, I love it. It's not even snap into a Slim Jim. It's like some off-brand. Anyway, it might be a name brand down there. This is WWL, New Orleans, Louisiana, 865 miles due south. All right.
Good catch.
Sign up at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members.
The rest of this team is incredibly talented, and Lindsey did that. She brought these players in. They could have beat Mississippi State with or without Julie Rockin.
I mean, I probably could bring the Terk in, but that's not going to help too much. This is 880 WH. I always mess this up. WHSQ. Yeah, they changed from yeah, I already forgot their CBS. I should know that. And it's unfortunate they're gone, but you know. But here we are with the sports station on 880 now from New York.
Around her, even though she will never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
A smooth, close Barbasol shave lifts your confidence. Your whiskers may fall, but today you can ascend to greatness.
All right, to greatness. I love it. WLS Chicago 890, the big 89. Sweet. I love when they say that. Because it's not the little 89, it's the big 89.
A Cumulus media station.
Said it. Okay, let's roll. I'm running out of time. I've been paying attention.
Illinois.
We're going to go quicker now.
And again, another young child who's left
9:30 relevant radio, local.
of
That music's 940 WFAW, Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. Fairly local. Regional. Good song. 950 relevant radio, I think we're hearing.
Why didn't I just call them in the first place?
You'll regret this. Trenches are nice.
I'm Luke, and this is my brother Graham. We're the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers that fix your main sewer drain problem for good. Using the latest technology with no big, ugly trench.
Don't know what you're missing.
You're missing the trench, and that's okay. Your rose bushes will thank you. For main drain service done the right way, call the Wright brothers.
CBC Music Top 20 for the week of March 20th, 2025. Be sure to catch the Juno Awards streaming on all platforms on Sunday, March 30th. Find out more at cbcmusic.ca/Juno Awards.
So as you heard there, yeah, they're playing music. CBW, Winnipeg, Manitoba, 675 miles northwest.
Josh Ross, Shawn Mendes, The Weeknd.
ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing
1000 WMVP local Chicago ESPN Sports.
first $10 wager. Download the
That's all they talk about is like betting.
To those over 60, online at awaken180weightloss.com.
1020 KDKA, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 450 miles due east.
Culture and botanicals. This unforgettable event takes place Thursday, April 3rd at Phipps Conservatory, kicking off the Pittsburgh Earth Day series of events.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
Download the new iHeartRadio app and make WBZ News Radio your #1 preset and never miss breaking news.
So there you go, got their call letters.
Boston's news radio. WBZ Boston, WXKSF.
So if you didn't get that, WBZ, it's 1030. This is Boston, Massachusetts, 880 miles northeast. Nice.
Redefining local news. This News Radio 1040 WHO.
There you go, 1040 WHO. Now I'm going to start cruising the band because I'm at 30 minutes here, and I kind of want to end it soon.
Lawmakers said the House is set on giving the president one bill that secures the border, lowers taxes for families.
Military strikes in Yemen that included an editor from The Atlantic, Defense Secretary.
While the White House says President Trump still has the utmost
1060 KYW, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 700 miles.
does not.
If these detailed exchanges about coordinating military operations,
Mental life is marked by a deep awareness of God's presence and a commitment to living out one's faith.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form more
pretty dramatic proportions.
Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson.
The administration is addressing what happened apparently.
Coming in like a local here, should be 1100.
They're going to track that down and make sure that it doesn't happen again. What you did see, though, I think, was top level officials doing their
What did I see?
doing it well.
Trump's administration refusing to provide a federal judge with more information.
Yeah, so WTAM, Cleveland, Ohio, 345 miles east.
Danger to national security. Expected to rule in the legality.
We made a deal on rare earths, but most importantly, we want to stop the killing that's going on.
So here's KMOX 1120, St. Louis, Missouri. This is a great station. Everybody recognizes KMOX.
With Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky last month. There's been a growing crackdown on international students who participated in campus protests against Israel's military.
I believe this is 1140, Richmond, Virginia, 665 miles to the east.
How many more months a woman has to work on top of the earn as much as a man earns in a year. The National Campaign Director, Deborah Bajan.
Okay, that's 1120 there. KMOX. That's KMOX.
Time it was.
You're listening to ABC News.
Offered on ballot in all states where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're back.
Children dying before they turn 5 has dropped by more than half since 2000.
I must have been picking up in between there. That's why I got confused. We were picking up 1110, I think. KFAB, Omaha, Nebraska, somewhere in there. Okay, let's keep going. We're almost done.
Before ending in Basel, Switzerland. Visit cruise with live on WHBY.
That's interesting. I haven't picked that up in a while. It's 1150, Kimberly, Wisconsin, 135 miles.
Take down the Bucks tonight. 938 points. And he says in verse 3 of Daniel
1160 WYLL, Christian Radio, Chicago.
Here it is. You see.
The use of the alien.
Or I might end up out in the garden, right?
Oh, Brother Stairs Congregation on 1170.
Thank you, Jesus.
District judge here in Washington overstepped his authority when he ordered
Here's Wham, WHAM, 1180, Rochester, New York, 545 miles.
to be turned back around to the United States, despite the two planes full of more than 200.
We call it post-traumatic stress disorder, and it affects 1 out of every 5.
1210 WPHT, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 700 miles. Now I'm just going to go up to the top of the band here.
More significant impact. Post-traumatic stress disorder.
México aprovecha esas situaciones. Monday again, so it's time for another Monday's Monday, as is our tradition here on The Inner Life, even during the solemn season of Lent.
Play as they did on it. Here's
You want to sign?
The judges
who's been serving as the agency's acting director since January.
Your love Juju and her teammates, of course, having her back. So just an unfortunate situation all the way around.
1530 WCKY, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
Intentionally harm someone, but just that's how basketball goes.
A newsletter delivered right to your email each weekday morning. It's packed with information about upcoming programs and guests, plus early access on station events and other exclusive opportunities. Sign up for the free News Talk 1540 KXEL e-newsletter at KXEL.com or text.
There you go, call letters. KXEL is 1540. This is Waterloo, Iowa, 210 miles to the west.
First alert forecast. Overnight, a slight chance of a shower with a low around 34.
$16.10 CHHA, Toronto, Ontario. This radio tuned all the way to 1690 during the day, so I got the expanded band on here, which is not something that came with this radio back in the day because they didn't have it. They only went to 1600. Maybe that's why my dial's so far off. Maybe somebody came in here and retuned it, and now I got the expanded band, but it goes all the way up to 1690, so we'll see if we get to 1700. I think that music there is KCJJ. Don't quote me on that, but 1630.
Both sides of the ball. You throw it. You put up
Listen to CINA on your smartphone. Go to CINA.com and download the CINA radio app for Apple.
There you go. I'll put a pop-up there for CINA. Yeah, Canada. You know, I was getting the station for quite a while. Didn't know what it was. I was like, what's this weird ethnic music on 1650? Very cool.
That is really the only question left.
Getting some distorted music on 1690, it sounds like, or WP, maybe 1680 WPRR, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
$710-4476, 888-710 for ISN.
Okay, it's 1700. Cool. KBGG, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles to the west. All right, we're done. Sweet, I'm turning it off. That's cool. We'll get the full band on the Patrolman-6 from the 1970s. I love it. It is a beast. 4 C batteries, right? Where did he get C batteries? Well, I get them off Amazon still, but one day they'll disappear. Unfortunately, because nobody's using them. They're using D's the most. But anyway, here we are, Patrolman-6. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give a big like. 2, if you like Patrolman radios and want to see more in a realistic brand, subscribe to the bell icon. I'm sure you have already because you're here 38 minutes in. And of course, 3, comment down below. That's 3, not 4. 3. Comment down below what you think about the Patrolman series, especially this Patrolman-6. Is this something you'd pick up? Do you like the setup? I mean, you'll probably realistically only use the AM, FM, and maybe the air band. Maybe. I'm saying maybe. Possibly you might tune into the weather band. Pick up a weather station, but otherwise I don't see them using much of these bands here because a scanner can do a much better job nowadays, and you can pick up scanners really cheap. So yeah, tell me what you think. But for AM band and this fine tuning, holy cow, I kind of wish there was shortwave on here. It would make it so nice to do analog shortwave with the setup. I would like it. So there you go. Definitely comment below. Let me know what you know. All right, take care. We'll see you in my next awesome video.